Hey guys, I wanted to do a short video today just to talk about some of my favorite budget tactical flashlights, and let's have a look first at this one, the Sofirn SP31V3. Got a metal button, which I really like compared to a lot of these rubber buttons that you get on other flashlights. They do seem a bit flimsy, but these ones, I really like them. They just feel like they're going to last a lot longer. You've got a tactical tail switch here on the back, so half press, you can actually set that to turbo, turn it off and have it access turbo one step. So really, I mean, value for money. You get the battery, you get all the accessories with this light for a very low entry price. And I would, I dare say this is probably the best one of the lot if you're looking at getting probably the smallest tactical flashlight out there that has everything included. Sofirn are now using this nice matte black finish on their lights, which I'm really digging. It's just offering more grip, and I think it looks better than the old anodizing that they were using, this sort of shiny anodizing. So that here is the Sofirn SC31T. And I'd say overall it's very similar in functionality to the SP31V3, except you've got these design differences. You've got a rubberized button. Okay, you've got a reflector instead of this TIR lens, okay, which adds a little bit of extra length onto the light, but it does make that spill brighter on the lower modes. But again, you still have that tactical tail switch at the end, so you can activate turbo if you want at any time with one step. Really important, especially that momentary mode as well. Okay, this is still a really good light, and it's difficult to decide between this and this one, but I'd probably go with the SP31V3 just because it's a little bit shorter. You've also got this nicer anodizing, in my opinion. You've got this nice metal button on it as well. Okay, yeah, these TIR lenses, some people like them, some people don't, because again, you do need to step up that light to about medium to high in order to get some decent spill. Moving on to the middle light here. Now, this, some people probably going to say it's not a proper tactical flashlight, and right, you're probably right there, but I thought I'd include it anyway because it has, I guess, tactical-like functionality. So you can set it basically to the turbo mode and then full press that button in order to access turbo. The memory mode only takes about 1 second, less than a second to memorize the mode in there. So some lights I've noticed they take about 3 seconds. It's too long. So see, if you need to turn on the light, turn it off, turn it back on, it's going to switch over to another mode accidentally. So this one actually remembers the mode pretty quickly. And you'll notice there are actually so many similarities between the TD02 and the SP31V3. I mean, just look at them. The knurling is quite similar. You've got the anodizing, which I would say is a little bit similar, but the SP31V3 is definitely more of this matte black finish. This is slightly glossier on the TD02. Okay, the clip is, pretty much the same, but I do find, I mean, that clip actually on the clip is a little bit more rigid on the SP31V3. Didn't notice that before. They're using a slightly different clip, even though they actually look the same. Okay, moving on to this one here, the Wurkkos FC12, one of the first tactical flashlights that I've owned, and it's the longest out of all of them because it's got a longer reflector in there. So this one actually has the best performance in terms of throw, candela, to all of the others. Okay, it doesn't outperform them, to a huge amount, but it does outperform them. But again, you're gonna have to put up with it being a little bit longer, less kind of compact. You've got half press, again, access to that full turbo mode, which is excellent. Clip here on the back, double-sided clip, rubberized button here as well, so you can control what mode you want that light on. You can memorize it to get it to memorize turbo or get it to memorize pretty much the lowest mode. This is a great little tactical flashlight to have on you if you're looking for an EDC tactical light for self-defense, even if you want to put it in your backpack or something like that until you might need it. This is where mine lives anyway, in my backpack. I have had to pull out on some occasions, and I'm so glad that I actually left it there. So yeah, really good option. And if you can get this for a good deal, I really recommend it. The only thing that bugged me a little bit is this anodizing. I wish that it had more of this matte black finish that you see on the Sofirn SP31. You see that? It's just grippier, and I think it just ages better. This stuff starts to look a little bit tacky after a while. When it takes a few bumps and things like that, it's just a lot more noticeable. So yeah, again, longer, it's a little bit longer, but it does have that increased performance. All right, so let's look at this last one here, and this is one of my most used flashlights, or the ones that I carry around, pretty much the most often out of all my other lights. And I've got over 100 lights, and people ask, why do I carry this one around? And I absolutely love the Convoy S8 because there is just so much possibility with this light. I have mine with a custom Osram W2 in there. It's a green emitter, so CSL PM1F1 emitter in there. So this thing, I believe, produces over 500 meters of throw. I can't remember exactly what I measured it as last time, but it's a huge amount of throw. That's, nearly double some of these other ones with this emitter. And look, it is probably the best budget-friendly light out of all of these. Okay, it's the cheapest out of all of these. But I tell you what, you get so much value for what you pay for. And it also comes with a regulated driver for sustained output, something that, as far as I know, are not included on all of these other lights. But one of the caveats is that you don't get anything with this light. Basically, when you order it, you don't get a battery, you just get the light itself. It didn't even come with a clip. Okay, so no onboard charging. So this is definitely, if you're just starting out with flashlights, it may not be so friendly for beginners, unless, you can be, you just need to buy an external charger at the end of the day. But a lot of the accessories really aren't included. But there's so many options with this, and, with the different LEDs, you can choose from SFT40s, XHP 50.2, I think there's so many different options. So even if you want a red LED in there, you can have that. So I carry this one around because I just think for the size of this light, which is significantly smaller than most of them, okay, probably maybe these two, okay, it's lightweight, very easy to stash away in my pocket without anyone noticing. It is, my favorite, probably one of my favorite EDCs, definitely my top 3. So let's go straight to the beam shots and we'll see how these perform side by side. All right, so let's have a look at how all these lights perform, and I'm going to go with the SP31V3 first. And as you can see, reaches all the way down the end very easily. This is on the highest mode. Large hot spot, lot to spill at this brightness as well. Now next to it, I'm going to go this light here, which is the TD02. Okay, so make sure it's on the highest mode. Yep, that's on the highest mode. Then on the right, the SP31. And actually, you know what? The SP31V3 is actually a little brighter. Just a touch brighter. Yeah, I didn't expect that. But yeah, it is a little bit brighter. It throws a bit further. And keep in mind, I've already had it on for a little bit as well. So the TD02 here on the left, and the SP31V3. And the SP31V3 has a buck driver in it, so it should have better sustained output and more efficiency as well. At the moment, I'd say they are both on par in terms of overall brightness. Okay. Can't tell a huge difference between the two. Okay. SP31V3, TD02. I'm just sort of waiting to see if maybe, and here you got it. So the TD02, as you can see here, is now starting to step down more than the SP31V3, a little bit more. It's so hard to tell on camera, but I can definitely tell just looking normally. Okay,
You can even see here on the ground that hot spot on the right hand side is a bit brighter than the hot spot to the left for the TD01 and the SP31V3. And the SP31 is, yeah, it does feel hotter. Definitely feels hotter to the touch. Okay, but overall I'd say the performance is quite similar. Okay, coming up next I've got the Sofirn SC31T. This is on turbo. And you can see, I mean, you've basically got a nice sort of centralized hotspot, lots of spill. I'd say the reflector version just disperses that light a bit better around the edges, whereas the TIR lens of the SP31V3 just has a bit more light concentrated in the center. Okay, just turn them both on so you can see. Okay, SC31T to the right, SP31V3 to the left. Okay, I mean, the difference is like night and day. Definitely, for me, I'd go for the SP31V3 just because it throws better. I think the beam looks nicer as well. Okay, it doesn't have this sort of ringiness on the edges that you see with the it's very hard to see here on camera, but there's a bit of ringiness on the edges. Okay, and also it has the SP35 and the SP31V3 also has a buck driver, so you're going to have better sustained output, better efficiency. Okay, so at the moment they're both performing pretty similar, I'd say. Alright, now for the Wurkkos FC12. Alrighty, and I would say the FC12 is your winner in terms of throw. SP31V3 to the right and the FC12 to the left, and definitely that FC12 is the winner in the beginning anyhow. Okay, it's just got that deeper reflector. Obviously it's a lot longer than the others, but you know, amazing performance. If you really need that extra throw, that FC12, you can't beat that. But it does step down, and it has an FET driver in there, so yeah, as the battery voltage drops, it's not going to look as powerful. Convoy S8 with the CSL PM1 F1 green. Look at that. This is something special. And I mean, there's a reason why I've been carrying this one around as my new tactical EDC. Turned off memory mode and just have it on 100%. Look at that output and the throw, the candela on a little light like this. It's just incredible. Let's go through the different modes. Kind of reverse this one. So you start off with the highest, then you go into the fourth mode, which is 30%, and even 30%. Even at 30%, it's out throwing some of my other lights that are on 100%. The green beam is just a lot more visible to the eye. I mean, just for visibility. I mean, a lot of you might not be able to stand the color of the beam, but you can't deny that this thing is just incredibly powerful. Third step, even in the third step, it's illuminating those trees a little. Second, yeah, not really. You can get up to this bit of grass. And first, not really much as well. But I mean, look at that one. Jeez. I think we've really got a winner here. I mean, it looks like I'm holding some gigantic light or a spotlight or something like that, but you just wouldn't pick that this beam is coming out of this tiny little light. And it is holding its output as well. It's very impressive.